All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I'm going to talk about scheduling for the second quarter, and I've noticed and talked to some of you guys about how to improve. And I've come across an idea. I want you guys, everybody, to listen to this and see if this is something you guys can do. Actually, I'm going to make it mandatory. So, also show this to your parents so they can understand where I'm coming from and why I'm saying this. So, first thing you need to do is to create a do list. Basically, you want a list of things that you're doing. And do this on a piece of paper. And then, after you get a piece of paper and a pencil, go to classroom, go to classwork. Now, I'm going to stop this slide. And I'm going to open up classroom, and I'm going to go to sophomore classes. Here we go. And what I want you to do is go to classwork. And I'm a student here in the sophomore class because there's a couple things you can do to figure out what you're doing. Now, if you don't have much, like in this class, you go academic. You can figure out what you have to do. Here's the assignment. Here's the due date. But if you view your work on the left, you get, hey, this is turned in, this is missing. This is telling you what you need to do or when it's due. So here is a way to get a list of things. So you go to every class and get your list and put it on your classroom and put it on a piece of paper, actually. Do this for all your classes. And once we get going, it'll be a lot easier to do this. Because now coming back to the slides, you're going to get a piece of paper. Let me get my pen color going. Let's go. Oh, red sounds good. So there we go. There's my pen. There we go. Go to do your work. Make a list. List and the assignment. If there's no due date, bug your teacher. You have to. We're human. Sometimes we forget to put the due date on. Go ahead and make us put the due date on there. And that's important. Sometimes we forget. We're human too. Then when you complete that assignment, you do one of two things. You click off on your classwork that you've done it. Also, cross it off your list. Because this list that you're doing on this piece of paper is a list of everything. And this is a way to make things durable. Do little bits at a time. And you do this every day. Go to classroom, go to classwork. View your work. Write it out, everything on a piece of paper. Because everything's going to change. Daily, things are going to change. Because some teachers tend to post things every time they meet. Some teachers like myself post everything on Sunday nights for the whole week for you to do. So it depends on the teacher. Each teacher works to the best of their ability and how they like to do things, and both ways are valid. It's just for you to keep track of things. Again, if you complete the assignment, cross it off your list. And sometimes you may have a huge list with a lot of cross-outs. You may have to take another piece of paper and redo it. Redo the list and make sure you got everything down. And double check things. Go to classroom again. And double check your work. Now, after you do this, now the question is, where do I find time to do this? Here we go. This is what I want you to do. Now, for Monday and Thursdays for A group, you got classes in the morning. So you go 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 7th. This is us. This is your classes. Then you have lunch. Then during B group, when B group's in class, do your homework. Because by law, by state statute, we're supposed to be in class for 7 hours from 8 to 3. You're supposed to be in school. Even with the pandemic, technically you're supposed to be doing work during this time. So, first hour, we'll talk. You got an assignment. We talk about it here. We'll discuss it here. Here, do it. Don't do something else. Go ahead and do it. And here's the thing, guys. We're counting on you. Teachers are counting on you to use this time wisely. We can't babysit you. We can't hold your hand. But we can teach you how to do this. And this is what I'm doing, is teach you how to do this. So A group, in the afternoon, do you do 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 7th hour homework during this time? And guess what? If you need to contact us and hey, you have a question, get us on Zoom. More likely, we'll have you probably listen to us, and we could probably let you into the classroom and have you learn a little bit more or get further help. Now, if you're in B group on Monday and Thursdays, you're going to do your homework first. Have lunch, then you go to class. Again, if you have a question, go ahead and log into Zoom during our class. This is where A group is. Come in and listen to us. See if you can figure out any questions, if you can. Depends on the teacher. But, again, from noon to 3, from, say, 8 to 11, you're supposed to be in class, supposed to be working on school stuff. And for Tuesday, Friday, you'd be in second hour, Scott time, 2, 4, 6, and the same thing. You're doing homework in the afternoon. Schedule this out. And for B group, you're doing homework in the morning. So I'm giving you ideas of how to do this schedule. How to put it on a piece of paper. Go ahead and put this schedule on a piece of paper. It's important that you make time. And I want you guys to use this schedule so you can get your homework done. Some classes will have more homework than the others. But set aside this time for second, fourth, sixth, whatever hour you have, set it aside so you can do the homework. Now, there will be times in the afternoon. So, in Monday, Thursday, for both groups, you got 3 hours I want you to spend on your even hour homework, 2, 4, 6 with Scott time. This is going to be 3 hours worth of work. But do it sometime during that day. Don't do something else in those 3 hours, but focus on schoolwork. If you get everything done, great. You can do something else. But I want to point out is that you got to do these 3 because some of you guys need to catch up, and this is how you do it. For B group, Tuesday, Friday, do your odd hour homework during those 3 hours during the day. Make yourself do it. That's the only way you can get better. You got to make yourself do this. Again, we can't. Wednesday schedule. For many classes, this is catch-up time. So you log into Zoom, check in, and unless you have a question, you can probably leave because this class is reteaching time. Except for these classes, because we're teaching. If you are in AP, honors classes, dual enrolled, or in a class that has a dual enrollment section in it, you are required to we're going to be teaching new material during that time. So you guys are going to have to just work with it. Now for the weekend, schedule time to work on other items. And then if you're done with everything for that week, if you cross everything off your to-do list, have another list that has back work on it, stuff that you missed, and go ahead and do that. Especially some of the homework that you forget to do. Now, test time, if you got to take a test, those are a little bit more important. But what I want to point out, 3 hours for the weekend minimum, it may be more, depends how far behind you are, keep current. There is, especially for science classes that I realize, there is a train of thought that says, I got to do everything I'm missing first before I continue with new stuff. That does not help you. You got to keep current. You may have missed some things in the back. That's fine. Honestly, most of us reteach everything as we're going. And you guys got to keep current. It's okay if you didn't do well on one part. You guys can just keep current and keep getting better. Do those first. Do the current material first. And if you need to, use music to focus. And I do the same thing. When I'm writing this slides, I have music going on in the background. Not videos, because you need your eyes focused on the screens, on what you're doing, reading or whatever. But music. Jazz, other instrumental music may be effective. It depends on your choice. Sometimes I'm interested in doing 1990s rap. Sometimes it's Jimmy Buffett and Caribbean music. Sometimes it's reggae. Sometimes I have Australian rock. I mean, it depends what you're in the mood for. But you got to figure out how to concentrate. Headphones on. Focus on music. Try and minimize background distractions. If you have to go to the library, if you have to come to school to do some of this, that's fine. Come to school. But we need to, guys, get you working on these new schedules and get you working on assignments. Because I know it's disheartening when looks like you got a lot to do, but you guys can do it. I'm giving you the techniques, the skills, teaching you the skills to get things done and to get caught up. Don't get disheartened, folks. You guys can do this. Every one of you can do this. All right. Now it's come to the end of my time, end of 10 minutes on this video. Have a nice day, and we'll talk to you later.